Here are the key concepts for Module 2. So in Module 2, we focus on VCe syllables. That includes long vowel sounds, soft, hard G and C sounds, two-syllable words. And then we continue our skills practice for Module 1. We add common endings on VCe syllables, just like we did with closed syllables in Module 1. And we work on building automaticity in switching between long and short vowels in closed and VCe syllables. I'll go more into detail on that in a moment. So the goal for the student is the automatic reading and spelling of closed and VCe syllables. And automatic, as a review, means quick and accurate. That means this should be in the back of your head as you're going through all of your lessons and when you're deciding what to keep and what to get rid of and what to repeat. So the next couple of slides are review slides from Module 1. So in Module 1, we learned that there's a difference between sounds and letters. So we looked at the word cliff, which students sometimes think of as having 5 sounds, but it actually has 4 sounds. The blend, k, l, the vowel I, and then ff is one sound. We don't say cliff. So in this word, you'd have 4 sounds. A closed syllable ends with a consonant and the vowel makes a short sound. Some examples are cat, rug, duck, strict, and snatch. The short vowels, I use keywords to reinforce these. At this point, they should be pretty automatic, even if there are some weak spots, like differentiating between and I is pretty common. So A would be a as in astronaut, E as as in envelope, I is I as in iguana, O is a as in otter, and U is as in upstairs. We learned that blends are 2 or 3 consonants that make their own sounds, as in the word blend or as in the word strict. All those consonants, you hear them individually. So strict has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sounds in it. St, I, k, t, 6. All right, and in the last module, we learned that digraphs are 2 to 3 consonants that make one sound. I'm not going to read through all of these, but just for an example, the CH, when you see CH together, that's a digraph that makes the ch sound. So it's 2 letters, 1 sound. Moving on to module 2, we have VCe syllables. VCE stands for vowel consonant E, which is what you'll see at the end of a VCE syllable. Kids, when they're young, learn this as the magic E or sometimes as the silent E. I encourage you not to use the term magic E because it is a little juvenile, but if it works for your student, go for it. So the E at the end of the syllable makes the vowel say its name, which is another way of getting the student to make the long vowel sound. Some simple examples are rate, smoke, and mime. So this unit really focuses on getting the student to go between, R-A-T, rat, put an E at the end, that makes it rate. For S-M-O-K, that's not a word, but we'd have S-M-O-K, C-K, that would be smock. Take that C away and put an E, that makes it smoke. And then this syllable would be mim, put an E at the end, and that would be mime. So getting them to really go back and forth between those 2 instances really quickly and automatically. So long vowels say their name. So the A makes an A sound, E makes an E sound, I makes an I sound, O makes an O sound, U makes a U sound. Students are way faster with long vowels than they are with short vowels. The tricky thing is getting them to go in between and know when to say which kind of vowel. And finally, at the end of this unit, I introduce multisyllabic words. So a syllable is usually taught as a beat in the word, and each syllable contains 1 vowel sound. So for the word syllable, syllable. Okay, you can break it apart in multiple ways. Our goal in Module 2 is really awareness. In other programs, they'll teach very strict ways to break down syllables. So break the In a closed and open syllable word, you're going to break it up after the closed syllable. I find that those rules tend to be really cumbersome for a lot of students, and they don't tend to use them. It's a lot to learn them. But some people have a lot of success. So if you're trained in another program and you want to teach the student your own rules, that's as always, like, do your own thing with these units. But in my experience, once the kids are learned how to decode single syllables, I find that they tend to be able to attack multisyllabic words pretty well, and just in their own way. Some will look at the first syllable and identify it, and then pronounce the second syllable. Others will look for common beginnings and endings, um, and then look at that word in the middle, or the root word in the middle. Everyone kind of has their own technique. So because our motto is literacy with dignity, I really encourage you to help your student find what works for them, and then respect that. Allow them to really attack the word whatever way they want to attack it. So in Module 2, at the end, you'll see we're breaking words into syllables, but then also focusing on the individual sounds within the syllables, which can really be a lot. So Module 2 is really just awareness, exposure, and practice, and getting students to start thinking about their own technique before we get into the next unit, which will be vowel teams.